Welcome to yet another chapter. In this chapter, I'll be taking you through the CRUD process. The CRUD process consists of your update, your delete, and your edit. So presently, what I'll be taking you through right now is just the CRUD process of update and delete process. And before that can be done, there are elementary processes which need to be taken. So first and foremost, I'll launch my Dreamweaver, which I'll be using during the course of this tutorial. So I'll launch my Dreamweaver. Presently, this is my Dreamweaver open here. So I'll go to the course tutorial I have for today. Basically, for there to be an update process, there must be a record, an already existing record. For instance, if you go to this cPanel, for instance, you have so many records here. Your first name, your surname, your middle name, date of birth, local government, state of origin, and even a phone number at the extreme. So if I preview to our browser and check on some of them, good. These are the records we have on screen, which will be appending our update and delete record process on. At least we have 2 records on board. We should be able to update them and delete them at will. Since there are records on board, manipulating them is an issue, which we must put into good consideration here. So at this point, I'll be taking you through the first lecture, which is what? The update process. And for there to be an update process, there must be what? A process where you need to insert your information. And in inserting this information, sorry about this dialog box that is coming on board, it's just about my resolution. So I'll change to the new color scheme to avoid that pop-up. So what I'll be doing right now is to go back to Dreamweaver and let's start work right away. So first and foremost, this sign up page is a page where we are going to be using for our update. So first and foremost, what I will do right now is to open what? The update page. I've already saved a page from this sign up page called update. So on the update itself, what I'll do right now is to go back to sign up and save another. I'll call this updates, S-update, meaning is the status update page for our program. Now this is the page. What do we do at this point? First and foremost, we are not signing up, we are not adding information, we are just trying to update an already existing information. So first and foremost, I will update this button and call it update. There we go. It has updated itself from sign up to update. The next thing we need to do right now is to create a record set. The record set we are going to create will help us fetch the information into this update form. So first and foremost, we'll make sure this page is active. So what we'll do right now is to go to binding. Under binding, we add what? A record set. So we'll call this record set ROS underscore update. Here is our connection, and the table to which we are going to be updating our information from is going to be this register. So we'll select the register, and at this point all the record here are selected, so we're just going to leave it at all. Then first and foremost, we'll do a filtration process by using our reg ID. So the reg ID is the filtration process which is passing a URL parameter which is equal to also the reg ID here. Then we'll do a test. We'll put 1 there and say okay. It is able to fetch an information from the database which is having an ID of 1. So which means that is working. After that, what we need to do is to say okay. Right now the record set information and code has been added to this page. So what do we do next? What we need to do next right now is to insert that record set into the various fields in this form. The first one we have there is the surname, first name, middle name, date of birth, local government of origin, state, then phone number. So on selecting this first input text box, I'll go to my initial value here, go to bind to dynamic source, click on it. I'll drop down our record set which I already created, select the first column which is surname there, then go to the second one, select first name, go to the third, select a middle name. We'll do this process all through till we get to the phone number column. So bear with me while I update that as it is right now. Next one is state. Select state. Next one is phone number. Select phone number. That is just perfect for now. After doing that, what do we need to do? Let's save and preview. Save and preview. Oh, our S update form has come up, but there is no context to update. It is not fetching any of our details, and there is a reason for that. Let's go back to Dreamweaver and fix that first and foremost. Now, as it is here, there is a barcode which is making the information not to pull up. Remember when we were creating the record set, we use an ID of 1 in fetching our details. So let's go up back to our code here. This is what I was looking for. Under this code name _ROS update, you have a -1 here. This is a major problem here, so I'll remove this minus and make it 1. Save the code, go back to our page again and refresh it. Here we go. It was able to fetch the information for us, but at this point, if I click on Ububu and write maybe EJI, click update, sorry about that, there's a little problem here, a little problem I need to fix right away. Let me go back to Dreamweaver. That is not supposed to be. Come here, let me go back there. Oh, there are a whole lot of error I need to correct here. First and foremost. So let's go back to Dreamweaver. First and foremost, let me add an hidden field to this. On placing your cursor here, let's go back to the barcode. Place your cursor before this closing form tag, then go to insert, go to form, and what? Hidden field. The reason this dialog box is coming up is because we are on code view. So you say okay, go back to design view. The hidden field is back here right now, though it's still within the form. So we'll call it. So let's go back to our binding and see what we have. Call it reg id, reg underscore id. Come to this bind to source, select this, there we go. So it is passing our parameter right now. Let's save it and go back to what we have here. Wow, I think the problem has been corrected. So now let's try to update this. Let's call it OGPU instead of Google. Then let's click on update. Clicking on update, the problem we're having there right now is that the form is not updating yet. Though it is not updating, we're on track. Everything is working perfectly right now. The reason it's not updating is because we have not appended that server behavior of update to this form yet. Since this one is already working and we have been able to pass our URL parameter of the reg ID to the next page, what we'll do right now is to save this page. Click on save all, then save as. On this one we'll call it master. Sorry about that. Call it master update 1. Then we save. Remember, this is still the same update page we've already done before now. So what I'll need to do right now is to create, or rather insert that server behavior to this page, which is the update server behavior. Here if you look at this, you see update record. I'll click on update record. We are not updating from wizard, we just click on update record here. Then we select our database we are updating record from. The first one here is saying it's not getting the value, so let it get it from surname. This one is not getting it. We take this. Every other one is just perfectly okay. So what we need to do right now, after update, where should it go? It should go to what? Our cPanel. Our cPanel has the details which the update is being done. So we say cPanel dot php. After update has been done, let it go there. So we save it this page and preview in browser. Good. Page seems to be working well. So let's try to update this middle name from Grosswell to something, maybe Sunday. Sorry, there's really a little issue here. So what we need to do right now, call it Sunday. Click on update, and there we go. Sunday was able to update. The reason we're having EJ here is because there was a little error in the first session we did. So what I need to do right now is go to the database, go to the register column, and edit those fields. So instead of EJ like this, I'll just call it case, call it benzene. Then instead of Gauss wheel, I'll call it maybe done. Date of birth, can use anything. GAT, say go. All we need to do is just to edit it later on, but the most important part right now is that the update form is working well and our cPanel is updating quite well. But the problem we have right now is that we can only update the first record with the ID 1 from this ID column we have here. We can't seem to update any of them at this point here. So what do? We need to do a little work on it in such a way that we can update them individually. So in doing that, we need to go back to Dreamweaver and do that little work on it. And in doing that in Dreamweaver, what do? We go to the update form. This is the update where I want to do the update currently. This is the server behavior. I've added the dynamic table to always pull that for us. So what we need to do right now is to place our cursor in this last column. This last column here. Do a split. Come in, let me resize this to the screen, because right now I really need to see the end of this whole thing. So I need to align it left first and foremost. Then I'll tab across. Right click, add insert row or column. I'll go to a column after, one after. I've been able to add that. So what I'll do right now, to tap to that, to go to code view. That's because I can't really see it quite alright. So what I need to do right now is just add a delete and update here. But I need to insert a picture into it. So what I'm going to do right now is go to image and do an insert process, then save it, preview this page as it is in Chrome. Here we go. We have the update column already picking the details. So what I need to do right now, I'll go back to Dreamweaver, and this I need to resize it, take it 40 by 40 to resize the image. After which I've done that, I'll need to go back to design view, take this, tab to the next, which is phone number. Then after that, I'll go to code view and I'll write update at this point here. So call it update, update, save, then preview again. Now I need to go back to code view, the right top. Right now I need to change it to something visible, which is the white. Less specific. Okay, save it, then preview again to see what we're doing right now. I need to save all to apply that CSS I just appended to it. Then there we go, update is showing right here. So what we need to do right now is to go back to design view, align our table center as it was before now. Good, save it. Then what do we need to do right now? We really need to do a little job on it, because if you come to design view, if you preview this on the browser right now, if you click on it, nothing seems to be happening. There is nothing happening at all. So what do? We need to update this back in Dreamweaver. So I need to go back right now to design view, go back to code view now, to our image. Where's our image field? Okay, select the image here. What do we need to do next? We really need to do a little job. What we need to do next now is to do a link. We'll link the image to our master update 1 page, which is the final update page we have. After doing that, we'll go back to design view. Sorry, this is really stressing us right now. It's because of the fact that this table is pulling out of our design here. So let's go back and preview what we have. Save it. If you do this, it will go. But right now, it will still pick any of them you pick. If you say update, it's still picking the serial number 1. The details of this ID number 1 is always coming up whenever you need to update it. So what do we do next? We need to do a little job on it by assigning an ID to what we are doing. Since that is still selected, we'll go back to code view, and now this is our image, where we have our image here. So what we need to do right now, before this master update, where you have this master update 1.php, before the closing parentheses, we need to do a get variable there. So we'll start with what? A question mark. We'll say reg underscore ID is equal to. What do? Go to our binding, drop down this, then select this reg ID column, put it after the equal to, and after that you save. After saving, you can do a save all sequence, then go back to our initial page, preview this. After previewing, what do we do now? Let's try to click on this. There we go. That's picked the ID back to us. So right now we'll use the opportunity to correct this showing YY. So let's pick on the first one, call it, you can say the person was born 12th of May 19 91. So you said the surname was Okoro. Let me make that uppercase. Okoro Donald or Jonathan. Okoro Jonathan. Middle name Shukuma. For instance, we click on the update and let's go. Okoro Jonathan Shukuma, date of birth has been successfully updated, as you see here. So let's go back one more time and see. Let's refresh this page. Our details is back. We still have this date of birth showing why it's still bearing Israel and Gosway and all that. So let's just do an update on that. Let's still give this something, maybe 3rd 07 1986. We say surname Wakolo Emmanuel, middle name Shooks. Can say Ika not. Then update. One colo. Here you have one colo Emmanuel Shooks. He cannot. Every other thing has been updated. Though these phone numbers are all the same, that doesn't really matter. The most important part here is that our form seems to be working, and that is the update. And now if you go back to our user interface where we have our admin, if you refresh our admin here, if you go to view users, you have our users here already. Now we have our update users. Here it's already working, where you can update each of the user at this column here. Then also have a delete user interface. You can't delete any user here because we've not been able to add the delete user to this. So what do we do here? We need to add a delete sequence. It's almost the same thing with adding an update. So what we need to do right now is to go to this delete.php in our Dreamweaver. So let's move straight to Dreamweaver and locate our delete.php. So right now, let's locate it here. This is our delete.php. Let's move to design view. That's it. So what we need to do right now, we need to tap one more, then add one more row. So we'll go to insert row or columns. You say columns after the present one. Yes, let's move to cool view since the table is really giving us a little issue right now. What do we need here? We need to insert an image that will be showing our delete sequence. So here we go, delete. Okay, let's call this image. Let's leave the image size the way it is. Then let's move up. Sorry, I'm working at the design view. It's because of the nature of the table. I'll call this delete. If you are following along, you should not have issues with what I'm doing right now. So that is delete. I've saved that page. Let me preview. Here we go. Now you have your delete column at this point here with your delete icon showing at this point here. But if you click on each of them right now, nothing is happening. What do? Let's go back to Dreamweaver and do something which needs to be done. Before we do this, we need to what? Create a new file and call it what? Del. The new file we're going to create and call it Del is where we are going to be having our delete server behavior. So what we need to do right now is to create that new file. So we'll just come here. Excuse me. Please, I have to pause. Oh, welcome back. Sorry for that little hiccup. The room is a bit stuffy right now, that's why. So let's create the file. So we'll create a new file. Sorry, I don't know why that is popping up. I'm not gonna use this. That was a test file, practice file anyway. So I'll create a new file. I'll call it del.php. Open the file up, go to code view, select all the write-up, delete it, and make sure there's no content, so that any of those code will not interfere with our delete server behavior we're going to add. So what we need to do now is to what? Click on insert. Sorry if I'm a bit fast, but try and follow up. Click on insert, go to a delete record server behavior, which is this, as you can see here. Click on delete. This dialog box comes up. It's telling you the first line here is first check if variable is defined. Primary key value, yes. Connection, correct. The table we are going to do that from is our register table. Always make sure you are very conversant with the database table you are deleting or updating from. So the primary key is going to be reg ID. Parameter is going to be that. After deleting, where should it go back to? It should go back to our usual cPanel. cPanel.php. Now click OK. Here our connection has been added and the delete sequence PHP script has been added. So we'll save this and go back to what? Our delete. So what do we do now? Let's go to our delete.php. So we're back to our delete.php. I will have to navigate to the code view because of the issues I'm having here. So this is the image we already have for our delete. I'll select it, then link it to the file I just created called del.php. It's under this prior access folder. So I will just do a point to file link process. I've successfully linked that up. So I'll save it and preview this page once more. So preview as usual, it is back. But if you click on any of them, there's a problem. It's taking us to the delete.php, which is the del.php page we created. We don't need it to do this for us. It's not meant to come to this page. It's meant to do this delete process at the back end. So how do we avoid this? Right now it's just a mere link taking us to this page where you have our delete server behavior code. But right now nothing is showing, because if you go back to Dreamweaver, go back to the delete and go to code view, there's nothing in design view right now. It's only when you're in code view you see the content of the code that was added. So what do? Let's go back to delete.php. Now we have this already functional. What do we need to do? we'll add our normal and usual get variable code. This is the del.php. Before the closing tag here, we use our comma. Since it's a get variable we are working on, we'll say reg id, reg underscore id is equal to, we'll go back to our binding, we select this reg id, drag just after the equal to sign, then we save. After saving every content of it, can go back to what our usual page, refresh it, and delete one more. It's working perfectly right now. So our work is fully functional right now. So if we are to go back, for instance, our delete page here, let's title it delete records. Then our master update one, let's call it update. Update, save all. Then let's go to our admin and preview. Fine. Here we have our admin. We have different method here of accessing our details. We have the update, we have the delete record, we have the view user. Right now we have add user, then we have the search. So they are all functioning well, but at this point each of them we need the navigation back to what our admin page. We should be able to at least return back to admin page and all that. So let's create those links. But the most important part is that we have been able to achieve our aim. So in this page here, I'll just say back to admin, back to admin. And let's go to our HTML property, and the link here, say admin.php. Notice this, every time we do a link to a text, it's always underlined. We can change the property of that by selecting this and go to page property. Under this CSS style dialog box, go to links, then remove always underline to underline and rollover. Sorry for that. Apply and say OK. That underline will be out. Only when you hover your mouse around it, it will now be underlined. So I'll copy this link. I'll go to our update form right here, paste it, go to our update, paste it here. So let's do same by removing the link. So what do we have next? A C panel. Sorry about that, I need to go get water. because talking right now is really not comfortable for me. So sorry, no CSS link, always underline, go to show underline and roll over. So I'll save all, then move back to our admin and refresh. If you go to probably update user, you see the link. As soon as you hover around it, it's back. You do this, you see back to admin. Over on add user, I didn't do that because there's no need. Search, so I'll go back and add it to search and add users. So I'll go to search, right here, paste, then do same to it, and link, underline and roll over, save. So right now we have successfully sorry about that. We have successfully created our delete and update page. Thank you for listening, and I believe at this point you should be able to create your own update and delete record successfully. Thank you, and see you in the next video.